Hey, Spuddies, Potato Big Whiskey here, and welcome back to Civilization 6 as Babylon, where we are rushing the Biosphere. Now, this is where there's kind of a few interesting things that are going to be happening. We have been saving gold so that we can upgrade these knights up into tanks, which will happen the second that we extract an artifact. And then when we get those 3 tanks, we will immediately be able to start building the Biosphere. Immediately be able to start building wind farms everywhere. So around about now is when a lot of my city infrastructure building is going to fall away, and instead I'm going to be focusing primarily on making builders, because almost all of my tourism is going to be coming from builders. And then we're also saving a little bit of gold so that we could instantaneously purchase broadcast centers. Because if we build 2 broadcast centers, we'll also be able to place solar farms, and that just speeds up the late game for us here. So that's kind of like, that's the plan currently as it stands. We got our university in Animal Untamed, which has given us access to astronomy, which theoretically gives us access to the Potato Palace. If we wanted to build a Potato Palace, we could build it in 13 turns. However, I don't think I'm ready for that because I'm going to be building the aerodrome here in a few seconds. And so that is really just that. I'm going to pick up this extra temple, primarily for the relic slot, because I did go for candy, so I can pick up an extra couple of relics this game. They yoinked Hattusa from me. I'll yoink Hattusa back. I am sitting on a lot of diplomatic favor. It might be worth it to get contractor on Reina. No, these cities over here to the north are just kind of stagnant and terrible. But that's the way they're going to remain for a while. Did I get my 2 banks? I also got my 2 banks, which should have given me economics. So I could in theory go for a big bend this game as well if I wanted to. It's on the card. It's only a 47 turn build. Only a 47 turn build. But in theory and by a mare. Ooh, the beginning of a plan is actually forming in my smooth brain. Hear me out. I have a ton of chops in here, right? An absolute like rake. Like a cavalcade of chops are available in the city. I haven't used any of them. So I could put Magnus in here and chop out the Big Ben with a whole bunch of builders. Let's go ahead and get it done over here. Buy a mare, move Magnus over. See if we can't get a couple of builders down there. We'll buy one in here. The 6 charge builder out of volume knob. Oh my God, there's an antiquity site in the way there. There's not really much we could do in here except start builders. Builders. That's going to be the name of the game here for quite a while. Builders are just going to be the thing that we do for a very, very long time. Let's go ahead and start stealing tech boosts from Dido. I do have room for 2 more spies. That's something I should consider. Circumnavigated the globe and we met Nan Madol. Nan Madol is a good one to get suzerainty of long term, especially because it would be my 2nd cultural civ. Be quite powerful. Tornado Outbreak, my favorite. One thing to consider is getting a city over here just for the ease of trading with these players. Definitely a viable option. Start inserting our military engineers into this dam to get a little bit sooner. Remember, every dam... Oh, for God's sake! Jesus Christ. Right, we'll finish the Forbidden City. This is just like the absolute worst place for this to appear right when I'm about to be building the Biosphere. I think the turn 170 gang has actually been thoroughly defeated now at this point. It's over for you guys. Just like pack it in. I may as well end the prediction now. I'll leave it hanging and you'll have lost your channel points in vain. Right, synthetic materials. We have access to the Biosphere. Plus 2 gold to camps and geothermals. I don't actually have any geotherms in my empire. Like I don't have any of those things. 9 turns. Oh man. Don't think Biosphere is happening, boys. But we got our aerodrome in Animal Untamed. We have like 9-ish turns to burn. You could make an argument that getting the Patala Palace in that time would be like a totally okay thing to do. It is a diplomatic policy slot, which is totally fine by me. So let's do it. Let's get the Patala Palace in here. I need to make sure I go through... What happened to my cities? Oh my God. I don't even want to look at that anymore. That was just disgusting. I can build canals. I will want military engineers over there. That's for trade boosts. Shipyard. We got an armory in Tuttle. Let's get a pair of military engineers to start building railroads. No! What the F is actually happening? Unbased barbarian caravel just appearing out of nowhere to cause me grief and heartache. Why would you appear here? God, that's just horrific. It actually hit the entire like center of my empire. Jesus. What do you mean? I didn't get a religion. Come on, this game, okay? You can't bully me because I didn't get a religion. Civil engineering is complete. I can now get builders more efficiently. This is an important part of our late game strategy. Soon I'll be able to take aesthetics out. don't think I need professional army anymore, and instead I would like to take retainers or logistics to be able to move my builders around faster. I think for now I'll take retainers. When I have more builders, then I'll go for thingy. Oh my god, because my government got reset, one of my builders that I built this turn didn't get the builder charges applied to them. I really hate that happens. Like, you shouldn't be able to reset your government plan. Like, it should happen after your production goes through. I'm sorry, but that's BS. Anyway, we have now another dam. We haven't actually unlocked electricity, so that involves me getting 2 privateers. So I think in Anna over here, we'll come down and we'll get ourselves 2 privateers. You know what I'll do? I'll even just buy a privateer so I can go fight this Carl. So we're looking to get the Big Ben in here. We already have the bank. No suitable location to construct this. It can't be built on floodplains, can it? It can be. It can be. It can be. Saved. Incredible. Let's promote Pingala now. I think I would like to get curator and researcher. Researcher with a little bit of extra passive science. That'll help me out. Delete that mine. Urbanization, 7 turns until the neighborhood. Yeah, it's over. You guys have never had a chance. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have given you the false hope that you might actually achieve a goal. That was just wrong of me. I should have known. There is the Forbidden City. +1 wildcard policy slot and +5 culture. That is excellent. We can come in here, have a look at our government, and plug in a new card. Vissel Banking is quite powerful for that city that we have. A single card would give me one really, really powerful city. Liberalism is quite powerful for the amenities. Craftsman, quite powerful for my industrial zones that just got yeeted, unfortunately. Rest of these, I think it's really just down to, like, do I want Vissel Banking? Do I want amenities? Do I want logistics? Is good now soon. I think I'll plug in Craftsman. I don't know how I repair the factory before I repair the industrial zone, but I'm curious to see what happens here. Maybe it'll crash the game. I want to know. Oh, Patala Palace was built by someone. Boo! Boo earns. I was saying boo earns. Railroad. I've taken a liking to building railroads in my game these days. I used to never, and I mean, up until maybe 2 years ago, I'd never built a railroad in my life in my games. Like, I'd never even used a military engineer. But then railroads came around, and railroads were kind of cool. And I started building railroads. They're just kind of neat. They don't really do much, but they're fun. Not even for the era score. Not even for the era score. They want to sell me a relic. I'm possibly getting relics for free here. So maybe I don't care. We can maybe buy that. We'll keep that in mind, though, that we could buy that off them later if we wanted to. Meeting house is quite okay. So we have Magnus established in Biomare. We can start chopping our way to victory. 4 to 6 turns per chop isn't bad at all. We must be as locusts, stripping the land of all that the world values. I think I'm going to relocate Liang to Animal Untamed, because this is where I plan to build the majority of my builders. This is going to be my highest production city in my empire, so it'll be where I'll be able to crank out an insane number of builders over time. I remember when you could chop unclaimed tiles. I remember when you could chop unowned tiles to make more builders and then chop out units that you could delete for gold. And you could do this as Scythia, and it was actually insane. Like, legitimately broke the game. It was unplayably strange. Okay, so apparently, yeah, if you just skip it, it just skips it. Weird. It's also really annoying that you have to, like, take 1 turn per thing that gets repaired in this game. 3 military engineers seems reasonable. This is a Pangea. I thought it was a Pangea, because yeah, and it is. This is the thinnest justification of a Pangea map. I was pretty sure that I thought this was a Pangea, but it was so strange. This continent is connected by a single mountain range touching. This is like malicious compliance. Yeah, I made a Pangea map for you, bro. And it's like, thanks. What is this map seed for anyone who wants it? Map seed is 644618531. I think it's basically default settings. I don't remember what I messed with, but there's the map seed if you want to see this extremely weird map seed. If I put a tunnel on either end, though, it would be pretty sick. Perhaps that'll be one of my goals this game. All right, let's go ahead and extract this artifact that's in the way. There is tanks. Why can't I upgrade these? Because I don't have Cuirassier tech. How do I get Cuirassier tech? 7 turns from now. Unlucky. Biosphere, 19 turns. Yeah, okay. I'm calling it right now. Sorry, guys. Prediction outcome after turn 170 wins. Enjoy your channel points, boys. Complete the prediction. It's never happening. I'm sorry. Skyscrapers. I like your optimism there, boy. I meant to say buddy. I don't know why I said boy. My brain said buddy, but my mouth said boy. Weird. Skyscrapers, plus 15% production towards all wonders. 2 turns until urbanization. I may as well crank out a real quick trader here. Let's grab a Gorgo artifact. Seems good. Ooh, that's right. I actually need to pick up another bombard. Make sure I prioritize that. 1 more spy. I definitely need to get another spy. There's a few things I'm kind of like lacking that I need to get going soon. Chop. 28 turns on the Big Ben. Ooh. Privateers are kind of scary. Can I outrun them? Wow, somehow a quadrireme can like prevent a caravel from moving. Nice meme. I didn't know ranged units could like project a zone of control. Kind of dumb. Thought that was explicitly something they couldn't do. What my intelligence... Oh, man, this repair, so much damage. God, I'm just going to queue it all up because the more I look at it, the more painful it is. I'll do the industrial stuff first, actually. Water park. Build forts for the boost. Is it worth it? No, I don't think so. I mean, it doesn't cost me anything. These guys have full charges anyway. Do I wait the 6 turns or do I build the forts for the boost? Let me ask that question mentally. No, I don't think I build the forts for the boost. Building the forts for the boost doesn't fundamentally change the game other than the fact that I get some of my wind farms up earlier than I would otherwise. They don't actually generate tourism until I have Biosphere, so it doesn't significantly impact the game, and it will significantly slow down my railroad. So I'm just going to opt to do the railroad instead. My spy has leveled up from spy stealing. I will take Ace Driver to have a better chance of escaping. Should I go for the Great Zimbabwe in Petra? Ooh, there's an interesting thought. Your trade routes from the city get +2 gold for every bonus resource within 3 tiles of the city's territory. Must be built adjacent to a commercial hub. Ah, that's the rub. Building a commercial hub in the city is what we don't want to do. Otherwise, it's not a terrible move. That said, there's only 1 bonus resource in the city, so I would be spending an ungodly amount of production for 1 trade route and +2 gold on all my international trade routes, which in of itself isn't the worst thing in the world. It's just not worth it, I think. I just don't think it's worth it. There is urbanization. And the really interesting thing is Congo just completed urbanization as well. They're kind of semi-neck and neck with me in the culture tree. Although I think they haven't dipped up for natural history. We're on conservation. So we are in the late game here. We are ready to start doing what we need to do. Let's go ahead and grab Francis Drake. I don't know what's going on with this notification log and why its text is overflowing. Does anyone know? Set it to be smaller because it's starting to annoy me. So here's the moment of truth. In Animal Untamed, we get to work on our neighborhood, which is the prerequisite to building the biosphere. And then in Volume Knob, we were building the neighborhood as well. Why is that taking 7 turns? It seems like an awfully long time for a neighborhood. 7 turns. Well, there's no point in building that then. I thought it would be faster. Chopping out the Big Ben. It's down to 16 turns. Very exciting. Oh, instantly creates a privateer. Boom, perfect. There's electricity. We have access to the hydroelectric dam, which is now worth 18 tourism, and the seaport, and the oil power plant. All good things. May as well finish that extra privateer so that we have a good coast defense force, basically. Why is the gold so low? Am I misunderstanding how the trading dome works? Your outgoing international trade routes grant 1 gold per trading dome at the origin. I have 1, 2, 3... trading domes, but these trade routes are only 3 gold. I don't understand. Surely these should be more gold. Am I mental? Is the trading dome bugged? Do I have to be suzerain of Samarkand? Click. Your outgoing international trade routes grant 1 gold per trading dome at the origin. So outgoing trade routes means when I send trade routes to someone and it's +1 gold per trading dome at the origin. Is it maybe being applied as a modifier? Ah, from additional taxation. I think that's it, right? No. From outgoing trade routes? Is it applying in some kind of bonus? All right, so let's do a test here, right? I'm going to send this to Mbanza Congo. It says 3 gold, okay? The city is currently making 46 from trade routes. I send this trade route, boom, and now it's making 52. So it's not actually applied to the trade route, it's applied to the city. So I am getting the bonus. It's just not obvious in the tooltips. That's interesting. It's really important that you get tooltips right when you're making a game, because otherwise people will think your game doesn't work correctly. It's like a really, really important thing that I've decided is important. Because if the information isn't communicated where the player thinks the information should be communicated, the player will be confused. That is 100% of the time. Are you running the better trade route UI mod? Maybe it's lacking support. I guess in theory, but I thought the better trade UI mod doesn't change that much, does it? It might be a mod issue. It might be. It could very well be a mod issue. It is showing up in here in this vanilla screen, I think. The extra 3 gold. So maybe it could be a mod issue. It could be. Now we've entered into a golden age. And we have some pretty interesting choices. Reform the coinage is a ton of extra gold. Hixon Dracones is maybe less useful, but there is like potentially land that we could settle. 2 arms, not very useful. Heartbeat of Steam could be useful. It would let us build wonders slightly faster. Not entirely terrible, especially because we're going to be building the Biosphere. Chop, a couple more chops, and Biosphere will be ready with the big bean. Why would I buy marble? I have marble. I never improved it. Why did potato delay exploiting until now? What? Delay exploding until now? Exploring until now. I delayed exploring until now because I was busy. I didn't have the time or energy. And plus, I wouldn't have really found much anyway because there was a huge swarm of barbarian boats here that are being spawned from this barb camp. Otherwise... And there was no land connection for me to get over here. So I actually think me delaying my exploring until Caravels was 100% the correct decision this game. 100%. It was the objectively best thing I could have done. Now, we're saying that with the benefit of hindsight. Fair enough. Still means it was a good choice. Just because I didn't know it was a good choice at the time doesn't erase the fact that I made a reasonable decision with the information that I had. And that it turned out to be even better out of pure luck. So sometimes you got to play a little bit with your instincts, okay? Ultra instinctive style. That's how I play this game. I really feel like it's reformed the coinage here. The amount of gold that we can get out of this is insane. The Heartbeat of Steam is quite good, but reform the coinage is ridiculous. This is an insane amount of product. This is an insane amount of gold. It's an insane amount of gold, and I can purchase builders like 24/7 all day long now with this, which I absolutely am going to be doing. Although that'll be after I get my tanks and my studios. So every builder that I build that has 5 charges is worth 30 tourism. Just I want to put that in perspective, just so people really understand how powerful builders are right now. Oh my god, 18 gold. You know, wait until you get Big Ben to spend the gold. I mean, it's like a small optimization, but I'm making so much money that it's not really that big of a deal. Yeah, I guess I probably should have waited. Yeah, you're right. I so rarely do I actually go for the Big Ben that I usually just don't care. So we've got our first chunks of railroad actually finally reaching a useful city. Now, in terms of research, it's very unlikely that I will get military science using boosts, so I'll naturally just research that. I could upgrade the knights now, that's true, for 530 gold. But I think I'd like to wait until Big Ben is finished. I think that's actually the optimal play here. Is we wait for the Big Ben bonus, we multiply our gold, and I should probably also go through and see if I can sell any or all of my strategics for as much raw gold as possible. So I've also been banking Diplo favor. Let's take the Diplo favor off the table. 150 gold of Khmer. Well, these guys do not offer enough. Congo's got gold in the bank to give me. There we go. No one else has money. I'll take the Congo's money because that's going to get multiplied in a few turns anyway. So we just got our first neighborhood, which means it is time to begin the Biosphere on turn 172. Filippo Brunelleschi is also born this turn and will help us get Biosphere incredibly quickly. So you guys weren't far off your prediction. Like, we'll probably get it in like 3 or 4 turns. So you were actually really, really close. Like 170. Well, if I had like not redirected, I could have gotten it by now. It's entirely possible. I don't know, but that's just the way. That's the wheel turns, the way the wheel wills. Okay, let's take it back a little bit of Susanty here. A couple of the AIs were sniping those out from under me. There's something really satisfying about leapfrogging military engineers over each other to a goal city. All right, let's start killing all these mines. We're going to kill basically every mine in my empire except the one that's in Animal Untamed in favor of windmills. Windmills. Is suzerain more important at this time than getting the 3 or 6 envoys? When it's 1 point to get suzerainty back, it's absolutely worth it. Like, getting level 3 with these is like, it's okay, but I mean, I've earned all the science and culture I need for this game, right? Like, once I have composites and satellites, the only resource I care about is builder charges. Like, this is game over at that point. Like, that's end game. So the only thing I care about right now is maintaining suzerainty for the extra Diplo favor that I might be able to sell to the AI to get a little bit of extra things. And generally maintaining suzerainty is, seems like a pretty powerful thing to do. All right, Filippo, put your first charge in. Boosh, 3 turns off of the biosphere. Isn't that magical? A magical, wonderful world that we live in. Somebody told me that it's possible that I would lose the biosphere. I'm like, what? What universe are you living in which there's an even remote possibility that I'm not the first person to unlock and build the biosphere? I'm sorry, but delusional. It's probably a little bit too bullying. I apologize for bullying too hard. Let's see. 2 turns until this neighborhood, so I can safely switch off conservation now, I think. We'll go ahead and pick up Opera and Ballet for 2 envoys. Do I get the Ironclad? Ironclad gives me steel. Steel gives me Eiffel. Don't care about Eiffel. I will get the Ironclad just for the sake of it, though. Unlocks steel for me, gives all my cities combat strength, which is quite handy dandy. Makes me harder to attack. Broadsheet paper, nice. Strange. Broadsheet newspaper found from the Renaissance era in 1120 AD. Very, very early printing press in this world. No, you're not having my great works. Goodbye. You want to give me a relic for a writing? This is like absolutely an upgrade for me. Why would you ever even offer me this deal? What's wrong with you? I actually just daylight robbery is what just happened there. Submarine? I didn't want a submarine. Well, I guess I have a submarine now. I'll probably go send it to like do some stuff over here. Filippo, click. Down to 9 turns. Thing of beauty. Magical. Ah, there's the Big Ben. 9,000 gold in the bank. 1, 2, 3 tanks instantaneously upgraded. Composites unlocked. And now we can begin placing the wind farms. Boom. Oh, look at all that era score. This is the explosion point. Wind farm, wind farm, wind farm. Oh, this is when things go insane for us. This is where it all begins. They will be able to trace back to this moment exactly when the dank memes began. And plus, we've got another economic policy slot, which is kind of neat. What do I plug in here? Well, it's time for logistics. And if I'm plugging in logistics, it's probably going in over retainers. And if retainers is coming out, then liberalism could go in to replace those amenities. It's time to start stripping the planet of any and all mines. Nice. Conservation, boosted, boosted, boosted. Oh, everything is just finished. It's incredible. Playing Babylon is a bit like, I don't know, playing like a card collecting game where you have literal god powers and you could just teleport cards into your hand at will. That's how it feels to play Babylon, okay? It's actually just cheating. Wind farm and a wind farm. Oh, look at this. Once this biosphere is finished, you're going to see tourism like you've never seen tourism. Yeah, I think I would like to get to democracy for that 15% discount on gold purchasing. And then I can start spamming builders like absolute crazy. I will spam builders now because they're still valuable, but it will be better then. Quickly finish that archaeologist because that is worth tourism. We're spamming the old builder. The old builder spam strat. It's an important part of any Civ player strategy. Repertoire. God, I love railroads. Upgrade crossbows for Scorched Earth. Probably not a terrible move. Crossbow and crossbow. There's Scorched Earth boosted. At this point, my focus is mostly on getting as many wind farms as possible, but I appreciate the suggestion. The nice thing about building renewable energy is that your gold is going to go up very rapidly as well. The fact that your gold is going up really rapidly means that you'll be able to buy more builders. More builders means more gold. More gold means more builders. It's kind of a, not necessarily a vicious cycle, but a beautiful cycle. We have access to mountain tunnels and research labs now, which is kind of neat. 4 turns until Biosphere. So turn 180 on a Biosphere, turn 136 Ruhr, 180 Biosphere. Do you know what? I'm not going to try and change your mind on that one because you're absolutely just correct. I could build Bolshoi Theater in 26 turns. Here's the thing though. This gives me like maybe 5, maybe 10 tourism per turn. I can build a single builder in 4 turns that's worth 30 tourism. Like, I don't know why I would ever build. Once you have this build unlocked, I don't know why you would ever go for anything else. I just don't think there is a reason. National Park. Boom. There it is. There's radio. Immediately, we come in to important city. Not that one. Broadcast center. Boom. Broadcast center. Boom. Unlocked. There's satellites. We have solar farms. That's it. This is like Exodia. We've assembled all the parts. We have Ruhr Valley. We have Biosphere. We have windmills. And we have solar farms. We like mulliganed the perfect hand. We're ready. Now is when it happens. Like the only thing we have to concern ourselves with for the rest of the game now is building as many renewable resources as possible. And it's a beautiful thing. This is one of my favorite ways to play Civ. Not necessarily this strategy, but when you achieve this kind of goal, when you have like activated your build that you have gone towards the entire game, you can still get ocean wind farms. My plan is to never need them this game. The city of Tyre. Let's just continue to spy there unless you have a potential mission. Okay, Raja Todar Mal. I'll pop him over into this. Oh, I can't actually use him in that city. Well, I guess I'll use him here. That's fine. More builders. Destroy the world's mines. Become the renewable master. Oh, I totally forgot to switch out of Diplomatic League. Is it? Yeah, I think it's time we switch out of Diplomatic League. Take out Diplomatic League. Raj is like fine here, but I think Visselbanken is like super awesome. 16 food, 16 production in this city over here. It's kind of neat for Petra. Huge food, huge growth, huge production. Oh, Samarkand. Look at this trade route with Samarkand. Tell me, look at this. 2 food, 2 production, and they get 2 food and 2 production. And I get 19 gold. My gosh. Wind farm. Oh, that's right. Wind farms in Reina City are just way stronger. Ooh, I got aluminium, which gives me the Mars colony thing. Kind of neat. There's smart materials. I could theoretically research exoplanet and win a science victory very quickly here. It could happen. It could be done. This could be a world record science victory. Unironically. Would you like a mod that allows you to point a military engineer at a city and build railroads to it? I mean, that would be kind of nice. I don't think it's necessary. It is a little bit tedious to like place railroads in every tile. Some sort of automation would be nice for it. Maybe like a project that like you can kind of paint it on the map or something. I don't know. Just filling the world with renewable technology. This is honestly the best build for a zoomer. Because like, man, that climate anxiety that they get. Whew. You just go in, you play a renewable game. All that climate anxiety just disappears. Oh, the thing of beauty. It's honestly one of the most, like, I really do feel like executing a build is one of the most satisfying things in the game, in the world, really. Like just having something go your way after working on it meticulously is just a really satisfying feeling that I think pretty much anyone who does anything can identify with. Like, even if you're doing like an art project, I need like a hotkey for building infrastructure with my builders. Can you hotkey wind farms? No, it doesn't look like it. I don't think you can hotkey. You can't hotkey builder actions. It might be possible to actually do it, but it's just like base game, you can't. There's a privateer. I wonder if privateers can see submarines, because that'd be an interesting twist of events. There it is. Biosphere time, baby. We're ready. 200% power for all renewable technology, and they produce tourism equal to their power. Plus one appeal to a bunch of stuff that we don't care too much about because we're harvesting the land. But let me click on the tourism map mode. We just went up to 354 tourism per turn. That is the thing of beauty. I do want to get computers because that has 25% tourism on it. And it wouldn't be bad if I were able to pick up environmentalism, which kind of like necessarily kind of fits in, but exactly what we're doing right now. But otherwise, we're just chilling. That's all we're doing. Don't know how many more builders I need, just a few. What do I do with this spy? Why did I build a spy? Sometimes I do things that I just confuse myself with. Why did I make this spy? I have actually no idea how to explain why I have this spy. Listen, just go steal tech for me. I'll get more spies. He says, I have no idea why I built this spy, and he builds another spy. True. That's exactly the kind of person that I am. And I'm going to continue to live my life that way. We have officially reached the churn. This is the churn. But we're at 12 out of 172 tourists. So churn. Churn away, baby. Ooh, that's right. I do need to get more builders over into the Petra City because this is my most efficient one to generate tourism from these. These are worth 13 tourism compared to like the normal 7. 7 tourism is quite good versus 13. Quite powerful. Oh my God. My tourism is just skyrocketing so much per turn. It's a thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty. There's very few things in Civ that are more satisfying than a tourism victory, I feel. Especially one where you've pulled off a weird strategy. Vote for myself twice because the AI never votes more than once for itself. And vote for myself twice because I'm the most friendly player on the map right now. So most people should vote for me. So I should be fine to throw in a couple of extra votes for me. And I won both. Awesome. It's an extra 2 diplomatic victory points. And we also have replaceable parts for better farms. We have military science. Combined arms I could do. But I actually don't think we care about tech outside of getting the globalization civic. Like, I think we're actually just done here. Maybe computers for tourism. Depends on how quickly we could get this. Depends on which one we research first. But I think we're actually just done with the tech tree. Like, there's nothing in here that we care about. Like, yeah, sure, there's offshore wind farms, but they come so late into the game that they don't matter. Because by the time we get to there, the game should be well over. And it should be completely insignificant to any of our plants. Nice little island over here that we could have used for tourism as well. I mean, theoretically, I could settle here and get extra tourism. I don't think it's worth it. I just got my hydroelectric dam, which, by the way, is generating a solid 19 tourism per turn, okay? This is like a national park, right? This national park over here, it makes 18 tourism per turn. This dam makes more tourism than a national park. Let that settle in. Let that rustle around in the old noggin. I really could use a tunnel from here to here, actually. I'll probably do that. Should you delete your tank so you can sell oil to the AI? Now, what I should do is actually like combine my tanks into one super unit once I have mobilization. Biosphere tourism activate. Speaking of some of those railroads running through their cities at the worst possible hours, this is not a thing people want. The only reason that people don't want railroads running through their city centers is because they have no option but to drive. Like, if rail was an integral part of like how you got around in the local area, people were like, oh, rail is awesome. The only problem is people just like, because you have no option but to drive, trains are just in the way. I don't know why you would spend hundreds of millions of dollars moving your rail out of a city center when you could just spend the same hundreds of millions of dollars on like changing your city's public transport infrastructure and eliminate the problem without having to move the railroads. We don't have passenger rails. That's your problem. We have found the issue. Cars are just such a lazy solution to transportation. It's like I'm not saying this about you. I know you're not advocating for cars, but it is such a brain dead, lazy solution for cars. For transportation, rather. We could we would save so much money, resources, energy, everything collectively as a society if we just agreed that, you know what, maybe cars aren't the best way for everyone to get around individually. And maybe we should put public transport as a higher echelon. I don't know. Now, here's the thing. I actually think the tourism in here is worth way more than these trading domes. So I may just delete all these trading domes and instead just do like an unholy number of whatever you call them, renewable resources. Oh, we're up to 19 out of 180. But I think that's going to be it for this episode. I love you all very much. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.